TomoNews presents Marriage Fails.
Best man busts friend's cheating wife on camera. What a happy-looking couple. If only the woman wasn't married to someone else. This unlucky wife was caught on camera cheating by her husband's best man. The video was posted on Reddit with an explanation saying that the husband suspected his wife Nina was cheating on him after a year and a half of marriage. The husband apparently asked his best man James to tail Nina after he found out what bar she was going to that night. The video, which has now gone viral, starts off with Nina all up in some other guy's business at some bar. James interrupts as Nina pulls away from the other guy and puts her head down. James asks, "What's going on here?" While Nina shoots back, "You know what's going on." That's when Mr. Mysterious takes out his phone to shine a light at the camera so he won't be recognized. James tells him that that's a good idea and then introduces himself. After finding out, the husband went home, took the car, took her ring, and told her she had until the end of the day to move out.
Bad-mannered groom sees his bride's face and demands a divorce. The Saudi newspaper Awww reports a marriage ended moments after it began when a groom from the town of Medina ditched his bride after seeing her face for the first time. The unidentified couple hadn't met before their wedding day, following tradition. But when the photographer asked the bride to remove her veil for the camera, the groom had a rather immature reaction. He reportedly asked for a divorce right then and there and told the bride she wasn't what he wanted. Awww reports the bride broke down in tears, and they quoted one man as saying, "May he always be a loser, and may he be deprived of getting married at all." That seems fair.
Too ugly for sex, wife files for divorce cause her hubby's ugly. In Hubei, a district in central China, a wife is petitioning for a divorce from her husband on the grounds that he's too ugly to sleep with. The husband, Xiaotian, aged 30, and his wife have been married for only a month, and they haven't consummated their marriage yet because his wife thinks he's too ugly. Xiaotian said the first night after their marriage, his wife said that she was on the rag and couldn't do it. A few days later, she confessed to her husband that he was just too ugly and she didn't want to have sex with him. She even took to smearing foul-smelling medicinal creams on herself in hopes of keeping her husband away, much like how a skunk fends off predators. But Xiaotian was determined, so one night he hopped into bed and started making the moves on his wife. She said she needed to use the bathroom, and while she was in the bathroom, called the police. When they arrived, she told the police that her husband abused her and attempted to rape her, so the police took her down to the station to protect her from her husband. A few weeks later, Xiaotian received a divorce notice where his wife says she wanted a divorce on the grounds that he was abusive. Xiaotian says in hindsight, he's realized his wife most likely married him because he paid her family a dowry, and now she wants to get out of the marriage as soon as possible. Hopefully, he can find a new woman who will actually appreciate him for his winning personality. Runaway bride's groom shows up with another bride on his arm. In Hunan province, central China, a woman named Xiaoqing was waiting for the love of her life at the city hall so that they could tie the knot. Xiaoqing and her family waited and waited and waited. Finally, the groom called and told his wife he'd been arrested after a fight and couldn't make it to the chapel. But instead of just rescheduling the nuptials, he called off the wedding and told his heartbroken bride to go get a refund from the caterer. Left bewildered and hurt, Xiaoqing went along to the hotel to get a refund for the wedding reception. That was when she spotted her ex-husband-to-be saying his vows with another bride. Furious, Xiaoqing rushed to the police station, still in her wedding gown, to file a lawsuit against her former fiancé for breach of promise. It turns out that the groom's father didn't like Xiaoqing and had forced his son to marry a bride more to his liking. In fact, the father had booked the wedding and reception in the same hotel on the same day. Nevertheless, China's media has come down on the son like a ton of bricks. Despite the strong Confucian culture of filial piety, the media has dubbed the man a two-faced cad. Calling him spineless would be one of the nicer things they've said so far. At least a heartbroken Xiaoqing can take comfort in the fact that the national media came out in her favor.
Meet Liana Barrientos from New York City, and at 39 years of age, she's been married 10 times. All at the same time. See, in the last 11 years, she's marched down the aisle with 10 different grooms, without ever filing a single divorce paper. The Bronx District Attorney is slapping her with felony charges for filing fraudulent marriage license applications and receiving bogus marriage licenses. Each count carries with it a maximum 4 years in prison. Barrientos applied for the licenses from Long Island and Westchester County. We're still not sure how they failed to cross-check her matrimonial history, nor why she needed to marry that many men at once. What we'd really like to know, though, is how so many of them said I do to this mug in the first place.
Rude Texas dude sees Freeway marriage proposal backfire. Houston man Vidal Valadares Navas' second date with Michelle Wyckoff was a motorcycle ride along Interstate 45. After that apparently very stimulating ride, things got serious. And so Navas, 24, knew exactly where he should make his proposal to 23-year-old Wyckoff on Sunday, on, in his words, one of the biggest and busiest freeways in the entire country. Enlisting the help of 4 friends, Navas made up some story that necessitated him driving Wyckoff along I-45. Then suddenly he stopped in the middle of the Gulf Freeway. His friends stopped their cars and jumped out to film the proposal, something a man does only several times in his lifetime. Of course, this meant the entire freeway was blocked by these love hogs who brought this major Houston artery to a standstill. Drivers started honking like nuts, and they weren't exactly honking their congratulations. Michelle reportedly said yes that Sunday, but a whole bunch of other people said no, hell no. Irritated drivers were late, frustrated, and worried about safety. One blocked car was reportedly trying really hard to get to a hospital so a woman could have a baby. And so the internet tore these love morons a new one, with Redditors suggesting a GoFundMe page to sterilize the couple and expressing hopes they get run over, celebrating their anniversary on the freeway next year. Aw, sweet. Houston cops quite kindly offered their congratulations, but despite sincere apologies from Navas, they charged him with obstructing a freeway. When was the wedding scheduled for again? Does Texas allow conjugal visits?
Bride wants divorce after grandmother-in-law steals spotlight on wedding day. Every bride dreams of her wedding day when all eyes will be on her, but this poor bride's dream was shattered by her grandmother-in-law. Last October, a couple from China's Jiangsu province was having the time of their life at their wedding banquet until the groom's grandmother stole all the attention. The grandma's admirer crashed the banquet holding a flower bouquet. He got down on one knee and planted a kiss on the grandma's cheek. During the tea ceremony, a traditional ritual where the bride serves tea to the groom's family, the crowd even encouraged the man to join the groom's family. The man is in fact already married to another woman, but was having an affair with the grandma. The bride was upset about what happened on her wedding day and decided to file for divorce. The couple eventually worked things out after the marriage counselor persuaded the bride to talk to her grandmother-in-law about it.
Poll of working couples show more than 50% regret marriage. Just a few days after Valentine's Day, the numbers from a poll of working couples in Taiwan is out, and the results are rather depressing. More than 50% of married individuals said that they regretted getting married. The reasons they gave for getting married in the first place were pressure from parents or grandparents, they or their significant other got knocked up, or they rushed into a marriage because of their age. The number of women who regretted getting married was twice that of men. Additionally, many of them complained about the financial stress of a marriage, a change in attitude by their partner, or a lack of freedom after tying the knot. The poll also asked married individuals if they would be willing to forgive their partners if they caught them cheating. 30% said yes and 70% said no.
Earl Ray Jones's divorce wasn't amicable and left the 52-year-old saddled with a $3,000 a month settlement. To get back at his wife, he tried to cash out the couple's entire retirement nest egg, but the bank wouldn't let him. So, he went with the next best option. He converted all $500,000 into gold. And just to make sure his wife never saw a dime, he made several trips to a nearby landfill to toss out all of it. The landfill's manager says he has no idea what could have happened to the gold.